wealth, economic productivity has a way of compounding. So you're part of compounding, and you have much more flexibility. Universal basic income is really a subsidy, and it has limited impact. And it also psychologically, you're getting a handout as opposed to really being part of something. If you own a piece of the capital of a country's productivity, you're an owner. You're part of the future. Then the question is, how do you draw on it? And that's where you can look at different ways of doing it. I talked to Joe Stiglitz about the idea that at different points in your life, you might be able to draw more or less, meaning for education or for healthcare or for retirement. So there's a certain amount of capital that is yours that's part of the sovereign wealth fund. Going back to Singapore, the biggest contributor to the budget, and the budget funds all the social services, which are extremely high. They may be the highest in the world in terms of, it includes housing, but also obviously education, healthcare, security. Well, the biggest contributors to the budget are the sovereign wealth funds, which are the savings from the productive assets of the nation, what the nation produces. Therefore, taxes are actually low, incomes are incredibly high, inequality is relatively, good considering, and the services are very high. So it's a virtual circle. The whole idea is that it feeds on it in a positive way as opposed to a negative way. My fear with universal basic income is that it's not a builder. Universal basic capital is a builder. It doesn't mean that you wouldn't have times when you use universal basic income. It could be a tool, but it shouldn't be the foundation. Going back to Nathan's point, you have a house, what's the foundation? The foundation in terms of democracy are certain principles. Foundation in terms of capitalism are also certain principles. You need to be an owner. So let's make everybody an owner as opposed to some owners and some on the other side.